Okay, so this is my video journal for Elliot, A Soldier's Fugue. Okay, so question number one, something that I found interesting was the incorporation of letters and how the whole play was, we really got the whole plot of the play through letters that were exchanged through all the characters and the members of the family. And something else that I found really interesting was the location of the play changes pretty quickly. Sometimes it was actually a bit confusing to keep track of where we were in Vietnam, were we in Iraq, because it was just changing quickly and you had to be sure to be keeping close attention in order to know what the setting was at the time. And then for question number two, some values that I found being expressed in the play. The first value was the idea of hope, and we see this pretty early on when the way Ginny copes with Elliot leaving for the war. She builds her garden, and she says that it's her only way to keep hope, and the whole act of it is very hopeful, just rather than being sad about her son's departure. She tries to keep hope that everything's going to be okay. And we also see hope through Elliot and Pop, because they both suffer major injuries in the war and they are suffering mental trauma in the war, but they still remain hopeful and go back after such traumatic experiences because they're hopeful for the future and hopeful for the success of the Americans. And then question number three, read with a pencil. I researched the USS Atinge. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that was the transfer ship for the U.S. Navy in World War II that embarked for Pearl Harbor. There were 1,161 troops on board. Moving on to question number four, the issue of diversity. Do you think this play supports the idea of the American soldier? I think it supports it, but it also gives us another glimpse. So it shows us how patriotic and how brave they are, but it also shows that there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes, that they struggle a lot mentally, which we don't really hear about a lot. We just hear about their bravery and how hard they fight, but we don't hear what a mental toll and emotional toll it takes on the soldiers. We hear a lot about their families as well, so in that way it does support the idea that we already know, because we know how hard it is on military families to be traveling and to have their mothers and fathers away at war. But it also offers us a new perspective, because I think it goes into the raw emotions of it and how traumatic the experience really is. And then for number five, what is a fugue? So a fugue means like interweaving together, and this relates to the play because all the stories of all the family members do interweave together to create the whole story. So we get so many varying perspectives throughout the play, from Jenny, from Pop, from Grandpop, from Elliot, and all together they come to make the whole story and really give the audience a good glimpse of what is going on. So I think the playwright's intention was to show that when someone goes to war, it's not only about the soldier, but it's about the whole family. Everyone's story and perspective at that time interweaves together to create an overall effect on everyone involved. And then for question number six, two questions I had about the play was, did your perspective on the emotional effects of the war change after reading this play? Because for me, they certainly did. And my other question is, do you think Pop was an inspiration to Elliot, and would he have made the choices he had if Pop also didn't have a similar war experience to Elliot's? Thank you.